entering fantasy basketball drafts, here's a few guards that I think are going to have breakout seasons this year. The first guy is Kevin Porter Jr. of the Houston Rockets. So last season we saw Kevin Porter, once he went to Houston after Cleveland got rid of him, have a huge season. 16.6 points a game, 3.8 rebounds, 6.3 assists, 1.9 threes a game, 42% from the field. So right now in drafts, he's going anywhere from 6th to the 7th round here is Kevin Porter Jr. But right now, I think he's going to have a good season here with Houston. Obviously, not that many talented players on this team. I think him and Christian Wood will probably be the two best players on this roster this season. He's going to have the reins here to the point guard position and start. And John Wall, he's going to get traded or bought out before the season starts here. And it's sky the limit, in my opinion, for Kevin Porter. Cleveland, they got rid of him quick in his career. This guy's still 22, 23 years old with a lot of upside. And we saw last season that he could score at will. And this year, I think he could get to 20 points a game and have a breakout year for sure. The next, Klay Thompson of the Golden State Warriors. So Thompson, he's going to be a late-round flyer at the end of your fantasy drafts here. He's not going to be 100%, even though he's been in training camp so far this offseason here. But we're looking at late November, maybe December here for Klay Thompson's return. But he's still going to get a lot of months out of him. There might be time restriction on him to start the season here once he gets back into playing games. But to take him in the later rounds of your fantasy drafts and stash him isn't a bad idea, in my opinion. Usually I'm against it. But a talent like Klay Thompson, and especially a guy you could stash on your roster who hasn't played in a few years, I know, but with his upside, him still young enough, and him hungry to get out there, I think Klay Thompson could be a breakout guy this season in the second half of the year and really help catapult your fantasy teams. Because I think once he's back, he's going to be back for good. He's going to be 100% and playing at a high level, in my opinion. Usually I'm against it, like I mentioned. But for Klay Thompson, I give him the benefit of the doubt. Here, the next player is Anthony Edwards of the Minnesota Timberwolves. So Anthony Edwards last season was the first pick overall in the NBA draft. And last season, 19.3 points a game, 4.7 boards, 2.9 assists, 1.1 steals, 41% from the field, and 2.4 threes. So Edwards, pretty impressive for his rookie year scoring the basketball. But right now this season, I think he's going to take it to the next level as well. I know D. Russ is still there, D'Angelo Russell. Karl Anthony Towns for now still there, but he's disgruntled and might want out. Our rumors going around lately. But right here, Anthony Edwards could score the basketball. He's going 3rd or 4th round in most fantasy drafts. And he's a player I want on my roster because there's going to be a lot of nights where they're going to rely on him to score the basketball and keep this Minnesota Timberwolves team in the ball game. So it won't be surprising to me if we could see him score 22, 23 points per game this season. And I think in his second year in the NBA, he's going to be a huge breakout for Anthony Edwards. The next guard is R.J. Barrett of the New York Knicks. So R.J. Barrett will be entering his 3rd season this year in the NBA. And he had ups and downs last season in his 2nd season, but he was 17.6 points a game, 5.8 rebounds, 3 assists a game, 1.7 threes, 44% from the field. So Barrett, he's got to learn more consistency. He's got to shoot the corner 3 ball a little more better as well. Last season, he was on a few hot stretches where he was hitting the 3. And then there were stretches where he went like 0 for 30 from downtown was R.J. Barrett. So right here this season, another year, 3rd year into the league, only 21 years old here for R.J. Barrett. A little better supporting cast with Fournier and Kemba Walker in the mix. I think he's going to get a lot of good looks as Barrett. I think he's going to get his scoring up as well. And he's a pretty good rebounder with the 5.8. I think he could get that to 6.5 to 7 rebounds per game this season. So I think Barrett in his 3rd season has a huge breakout year. And the 5th and final guard that I think will break out this year is Cunningham, the rookie point guard here, the Detroit Pistons. So obviously the 1st overall pick in the NBA draft. I know he's hurt with a sprained ankle and there's no timetable as for return, but I think Cunningham will still be all right. He'll be ready for week 1 of the season, at least the latest in my opinion. And this guy's got great upside. In college basketball, he was a good player. He was the first pick for a reason, no doubt about it. And now he's going about 6th or 7th round in most fantasy drafts that I've seen so far this season. So right here, this Piston team, they don't really have many players except Jeremiah Grant, Sadiq Bey, I think, could be decent this season. Kelly Olynyk. But besides that, I think it's Cunningham's team once this season's over here. And he has a good rookie year, so that's a few guards I think are going to break out entering the NBA season and entering your fantasy drafts.